He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose.
Right.
Ah, like you are to Hurley then, Runo.
Oh, am I? I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective.
He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack.
Lucy? It looks like he's wearing some kind of mask.
On Lord Strongheart's orders. Nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity.
Yeah. Okay. Why would they have to hide his identity? But why would you agree to take on such a clearly suspicious individual?
Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions.
Okay, if my theory that the apprentice is Cosima, it's really funny to imagine Strongheart telling him to wear the mask because Van Zieks is really racist. Oh, that's really funny. I hope you're right. Who is that guy? Oh! Hi. Weirdo.
Hey, what's up?
Ah!
The task is complete? Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs.
There's no fun in collating.
That face. Okay, the way that I'm very much trying to analyze Bruce Wayne's face right now as he's Batman. That looks like the bottom half of Herlock's face.
Herm.
White man spotted.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if that's because I think Cosima and Herlock also have very similar face shapes.
Luka's like, I recognize those kissable lips anywhere.
Yeah, I'd recognize that horse in any mask.
How hungry?
It's the Crystal Exarch. Yeah, it is. You're right. Nice to meet you.
Dampers away.
All right. Back to
Runs
work
away
again.
from the hamster in that one video.
That was really strange, though. I've never met the man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet somehow it didn't feel like our first encounter. Okay, you didn't need. Now that it's making it really obvious.
Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart has strictly forbidden it.
Oh, I see.
Why are you so interested in my apprentice anyway?
I'm gay.
Oh, no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture.
Ryunosuke's so gay.
It couldn't be. Okay, so that's not meant to be that much of a... It's not meant to be that much of a mystery.
There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh? What's that?
That Nipponese man, is he faring well?
Oh, you're actually concerned about that. Sorry?
The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago, with the stoop, and the moustache, and the jitters.
Okay, get off his ass! Mr. Natsume, you mean?
I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, Runo.
He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day.
I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you?
You know it's rare that Van Zieks is relieved that a Japanese man isn't dead?
There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case.
Case time.
Yes, thank you for the advice. And for the conversation. I can't believe he's asking after Soseki-san. After a Nipponese! I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried.
I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist. Did you? That's a turn up for the books.
It's Dracula and Frankenstein.
Literally.
A mad scientist. Ah, you mean Professor Harebrain? Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about his relationship with Lord Van Zieks, I think. His relationship?
They were roommates.
They were roommates! Fuck, there we go. The Reaper's varsity years. That's funny to think about.
I'm thinking of him in a varsity jacket.
Yeah, I'm just imagining him on like a college campus. Like that's
his face and hair is exactly the same.
Yeah. Oh man. I understand Lord Van Zieks is a friend of yours from your university days.
I want to do a Photoshop of that now. Yes, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science.
What was he like back then?
Good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, an all-around nice fellow, really.
What happened? Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Baroque Van Zieks. What was he like when he was at university?
Talk about a leading question, you know. As I said, unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zieks family, with all its great aristocratic origins.
Yeah?
The little darling. I didn't realize he had quite such a noble blood.
Little darling? Darlington
Same.
Van Zieks.
It's a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become. Reaper of the Bailey, no less.
Yes, that's right.
I did hear, though, there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation.
It's such a big event that it's in red.
Such a big event, it made him racist.
Yeah. Really? What sort of event?
Ah! I'm sorry. I don't know anymore.
Great.
I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already.
Oh, yes, of course. Does he have a... Why does it look like he has a bald spot? That's weird.
It's probably just like the shading of like the top of one
Yeah,
of his like.
it must
Top
be,
of one
but
of
it,
the bumps.
looks
Yeah.
like there's just like a hole at the top of his hair. If he's heard all about the Reaper, I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zieks will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. Oh yeah, that sucks.
Oops.
Oops. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying? You had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact the sole investor in your work. Is that correct?
That's correct. As 2 squared is 4. I swear it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it's true that the man perished in the machine of my invention.
Is that right?
2 squared, yeah.
Okay.
Because 2 times 2.
Man. Fuck math.
Number. And then there's a little smaller number. Is it cute?
No, it's not. I don't care. I'm gonna kill that baby.
When the numbers are in brackets, that's their little house. And when you're multiplying them, it's because you're having sex.
No!
And when you're subtracting it, it's because you're killing them.
You're like
You're calling
like
her.
chopping them up. You know, Cassie's audio is fucked up. What?
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 Robot voices. That's weird. Okay. Well, if it's just a thing that happens occasionally, sometimes.
Yeah.
We shall cope.
We shall cope.
Got a deal.
Yeah, you said
But yeah,
this.
if it keeps happening, then
Yeah, it was Ace Attorney
never
last
use my-
time.
Yeah. I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life. Not in a centillion years.
That's a lot of years.
I'm a man of science, that's all I know. You have to believe me, please! Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis?
Oh, the
No, bitches.
sad music.
Science is the pursuit of the truth, you know. I'll always believe that, all my life.
I'm afraid I don't know much about science, or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me. Please.
I went live in Germany. When
I went live?
Bar.
He's a streamer.
No. When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything. Okay.
You should tell that to
Rip
Van
coming from a
Zeeks.
white guy.
Thank you for that, Professor.
Thank you for that. And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court. Alright, Reno. It's time! Time to visit the Great Exhibition!
Sorry?
Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate at last. Yeah, it's only been 2.5 hours. We finally get to investigate something.
Oh, we were technically still investigating.
I guess.
Now we get to do real boots on the ground shit.
Well, why is he referred to as a professor when he seems to be a research scientist? Probably because he has a PhD. I imagine he has a PhD. So that's why you would call him professor. If he went to university to study science, he probably has a PhD and is thus, like, a doctor of science. You know.
Yeah, he just probably chose the title professor.
It's like Dr. Stephen Hawking isn't a medical doctor. Do people...
He's not.
No, he's not.
And neither is Dr. Phil.
He's a doctor, not that kind of doctor. Ugh. The showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. But does a professor refer to a teacher? Not necessarily. That's not the only meaning for the word. Professor is also a professor of science. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I felt myself swooning 3 times. Oh, there's a lot of hot guys around, huh?
There are a lot of people, aren't there? I've almost been trodden on 3 times, too.
Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. Aww.
She almost got trampled.
We've made it through the throngs, though, by the look of it. Here we are underneath the public experimentation stage where the explosion happened yesterday. Uh-huh. What's that? I can hear voices from up on the stage. That sounds like an argument. Oh! Alright, I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute.
Oh yeah? Go on then, Spectre. Give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it. I would take a bite of his food.
She's back.
She's back! Wait, I know those voices. You got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady, but a night in the cells will teach you some manners.
Just try it, I dare ya. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat. Or up your ass.
Aw, I love her so much.
Yoo-hoo! Grexy, what are you doing up there?
He jumped. Ah! Ah! It's you! Here! You're here! Here you are! You! Here! Your ladyship! How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship. Does that make her 3 times the lady? Shut the fuck up!
I'm not well at all. It's far too busy everywhere. Grexy, shoot these people. I wanted to ride on a balloon, but there was a 3-hour queue.
Unbelievable. I'll go and have a word for you at once, your ladyship. You'll be flying as high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you.
Alright. Opio.
I love having a whipped cop at my disposal. Tobias Gregson, an inspector at Scotland Yard. Until recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in action now.
Right.
He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Or there should be. Watch it, sunshine! Sorry.
I can hear your thoughts.
What gives, then? Don't tell me you're on this case. Yes, I'm acting for the defense.
No, we're here to investigate.
Dear me, that's the situation, is it? Is it really that troubling?
Measly 5 bulb. Is that all you got?
Yay!
You're a lawyer, ain't you? It stands to carry a bit more comfort around in your pockets, Mr. Nara Odo. I just robbed your ass.
What?
Boys.
Hey, that's my last bit of spending money, that is.
That is? You can have it back. I'll have to charge you for it, all the bother. 3 bob.
Fuck off!
Look at her nice new coat.
I know, she looks so good.
She's clean and she's clothed.
Yeah, with the vest and the scarf, she looks a lot like Emma
She
Sky.
looks very much like Emma Sky. Ah, I miss Gina so much. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver born and bred in the East End of London. Still weird that her last name is Lestrade, but let's not worry about it. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court.
What's your problem, eh, Odo? Diver, pickpocket. What's with all the name calling?
Oh wait, was I saying all of that out loud? Sorry.
You want a bag of chips around down your ass? And I'll do ya?
I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? I assumed you'd been up to your usual tricks here at the showground.
Oh, you up to crime again?
Wow,
little
man,
rat.
that's rude.
That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Half a year's a long time. People can change. I'm an apprentice now. I'm going to be a
Yes!
Scotland Yard detective.
Yes! Oh my god!
So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. It's a
Yes!
Lestrade now.
Fuck yes! Oh my god, I love this game!
This is your Avengers moment.
Oh my god, this is my Avengers moment. I love this fucking game. Oh god. Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely. The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls her that. For what it's worth, anyway. Investigating is off the cards for all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
Alright, well, I'll be back up top. You hold the fort down here, alright?
Right, sir.
Sucks that she's a cop, but like this is a good character arc, and it's very fun.
The lore convergence is good.
Yeah, it is. Like this is Emma Sky in The Great Ace Attorney. Like, yeah.
Emma Sky, but she's mean.
Yeah!
The rude girl.
This faces a lot of questions. Oh, the best game
I love
ever.
that her theme opens with a musical jump scare.
Yeah. Oh. About Gina. It was 8 months ago now that I first encountered Gina, in connection with a case I was working on. At the time, she was living in the East End with a group of other orphans. She helped all of them survive a pickpocketing, but then she got embroiled in a murder. Emma Sky was mean in Apollo Justice, that's true. She was kind of rude.
She was burned out. I don't think she was mean.
Yeah, that's true. There's kind of a different vibe.
I had a lot of time to think in prison. I realized I couldn't go on like I was. The diving weren't working out. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it, Ginny. Well done.
So, do you went from being a pickpocket to a detective?
You got it. Good, innit? Inspector Lestrade. Sounds like something out of a book, eh?
I wonder if Gregson and Gina both have green jackets as a reference to Dick Gumshoe.
Probably, yeah.
Cause that's the jacket of a cop. Talk about a sea change.
Then there's Iris's old man to think about.
Iris's father, you mean?
Yeah, I promised her, didn't I? Said I'd get all the police forces around the world, pull the stops out and look for him.
Yeah, uh-huh. Just a small promise, then. Nothing serious.
Oh, Jenny, you're so sweet.
Okay, now, Mina, remind me. Have Ryunosuke and Susato, they've pieced together that the victim in their first case is her father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, once they heard, his name, they, like, looked at each other and were like, oh, God.
Yeah, like, they
and
know.
Then they talked about it after.
Mina, the fucked up thing is that this is, like, Phoenix and Apollo. It's like, we know the whereabouts of your dad. We're just not gonna tell you.
Yeah, at least it makes a bit more sense in this.
It does, because she's a kid and her dad is dead.
Yeah, it's like, how do you break that to her delicately?
Yeah, like, yeah, it's definitely not exactly like Phoenix and Apollo, but like, because this isn't gonna make me scream, just tell her, at the screen.
So anyway, that's how I come. That's how come I had to go to the test for Scotland Yard. Only trouble is, I don't read so well, do I?
Just a small problem. Nothing serious.
Boy, I can't fucking read. And that's when Hurley approached Gregsy and asked for help.
Oh, so she's a Nepo baby.
The inspector said he'd take full responsibility for Ginny and make her a sort of apprentice.
Yep, okay, yeah, uh-huh. That was very magnanimous of Inspector Gregson. And brave.
Well, you know Hurley. Enjoys finding ways to make people do what he wants.
Why do I feel like it's absolutely because of Iris and not because of Herlock? The great detective likes digging for dirt, in other words. Oh!
He loves the gossip. So the long and the short of it is, if you've got questions about the case, you can ask Inspector Lestrade.
Right then, Inspector. Actually, there's still a big mystery surrounding Gina, isn't there?
Ooh, what, Runo, what?
How are y'all reading my mind? Well, 6 months ago, Gina was the defendant in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper. A trial in which she was found not guilty. And yet, here she is still.
Come on, you're not still on about that, are you? The Legend of the Reaper or whatever it's called. Core, you don't have to worry, Odo.
If I didn't half worry, there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of you left.
Like I told you before, innit? Reaper's kinda like him upstairs, so he knows what I'm like on the inside. That I ain't really done nothing wrong.
Are you comparing Van Zeeks to God? Okay.
Let's see where she's going with this.
Let her cook.
Nothing wrong might be stretching a point.
What about Mr. Natsume in Japan? He's perfectly fine, isn't he?
Is he ever really fine? Well, that's true. Perhaps the Reaper is more discerning than I thought.
Exactly. So I ain't worried. I'm totally fine.
You're a cop now, but yeah.
Or it was out of this world, it was. The brainy bloke pulled a bunch of levers on his machine. Suddenly it started billowing smoke. And it just went pop. I ain't seen a better experimenter yet.
Sorry?
You mean, you saw it, Ginny? With your own eyes? Yeah, of course. The boss is in charge here, ain't he? Of keeping everything running smooth, I mean.
The boss being Inspector Gregson, I suppose. That's gonna take some getting used to.
So all I have to say is that I'm on duty, I can do whatever I want to.
Oh no. Oh
I'm
no.
this child. Get this, I was up on one of them flying balloons when it happened. Watched it from above. No, you're so lucky, Ginny. Maybe I should join Scotland Yard too.
Maybe I should be a cop too.
Yeah, do it! You know how to put the boss in his place already, right, Iris? You'd have no trouble here at all.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Then it's settled. When do I start?
No. You can join Scotland Yard, Iris.
We'll see. Anyway, what I don't understand is this. If the machine exploded so spectacularly, Professor Bunnybrain still be claiming that his experiment was a success.
Also, how is he alive?
Oh, right. Well, it was a success, in a way.
It was? How can it have been? Successful experiment? Surely after the whole machine blew up, no one could call the experiment a success.
Like I said, it did sort of work. I mean, yeah, there was a load of smoke in that whopping Great Bang. Where'd you think they found the victim's body, eh? In the Crystal Tower over there.
What? In the tower? Yeah, you got shot through the window.
You can see for yourself, can't you? Up there on the scaffold. Oh, where are the glasses broken, you mean? Yeah, the cage what the victim got in to start with. Really did get beamed through the air or whatever, and led it all the way over there.
Not in the way that I think they wanted it to.
Blasted.
Yeah.
So you see, it did kind of work, didn't it?
What? I don't believe
She's so
it.
chipper.
I love her.
I just love how much she smiles now.
I
went
know.
from being like, yeah, she had one sprite smiling in the first game, and now it's like she can't stop.
I know. And you know what? That's the really good thing about the mean girl who smile at the end of a case. Like, it's wonderful. Like, they're finally happy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get the ins and outs, but anything's possible, right? With science.
Yeah, science. I want Gina to say science, bitch.
Science, bitch! Oh, I tell you what, you can have this. It's a plan of the experiment they drew up at the yard.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, go on. I had 3 bob off you before, so face fair.
Yes, I didn't actually give that to you, did I? Okay, let me look at that. Yep. Yeah. Got it. Point laser at tower, guy go in tower. Yeah.
Get beamed to the tower.
This doesn't seem all that helpful, if I'm being fully honest. Something Inspector Gregson said before seemed a little strange. Yeah.
Yes, naughty old Gregsy ran off after without explaining himself.
Don't say that!
Naughty old Gregsy!
You can't be saying that!
Oh, naughty old Gregsy!
You can't have that. Can't be doing that.
Oh, right, that. The boss said no one's allowed to investigate that weird machine what blew up yesterday. Well, that's not fair! We're representing the defendant!
In that case, could you at least tell us what you've learned from your investigations?
Nah, you're not getting it. We ain't allowed to investigate neither.
Why?
What's the boss call him again? The Forensic Investigation Team, I think? Anyways, apart from them lot, no one's allowed to lay a finger on the scene. Bit funny, innit?
It's actually kind of funny that she's the MS Sky of this game, but she's in opposition to the Forensic Science Team.
Yeah.
I like that. So even Scotland Yard's own detectives can't investigate. Yes, I've never heard something like that before.
I thought I could have a gander on the quiet though, but the boss caught me at it. You probably heard him giving me an earful about it before from down there, didn't ya? It's not bleeding fair.
I think you were giving him as much of an earful back as I remember it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think it's all them chips will make him so stubborn.
The chips are down.
Chips.
I love chips.
You say something to him, Odo. Go on. See if you can get through to him.
He's up on the platform above us, is he? Where the machine that exploded is.
We can try, can't we, Bruno? Craigsy will listen to us.
No, he
If I
won't.
point this gun at him.
Like, he doesn't like us, does he? Oh.
You gotta examine the stairs to go up. There's also stuff down there you haven't seen
Yeah,
yet.
there is like a green cloth there.
And
Oh,
some
and
gizmo.
some kind of crossbow. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. And Gregson will just let us. That gets really annoying when it's a really long, title location.
Yeah.
So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up.
Oh, it must have been a magnificent explosion. But I've seen my fair share.
I'm sure you have. You've seen things like this before, you mean?
Of course. Curly's always doing experiments that end in a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry.
Hell yeah, dude! That might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs.
Oh my god.
It's his flesh!
Oh. One time, he made something that exploded with such force, it took the roof off of the building.
Really?
That's terrible. I wish you'd been there to see it, Bruno.
We
almost died.
It was amazing! It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof.
Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate.
Oh, that's very concerning. Like, if Sholmes ever wants to evict Ryunosuke, all he has to do is make that potion again. Look, Inspector Gregson is over there.
He's looking up.
Yeah. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully.
Really? He just looks confused to me.
I think he always looks like that.
Oh?
Hey, man. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it?
Magnificently. And mercilessly.
So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air.
Yes, beamed. Not blasted. That's the point.
Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris?
Oh, Bruno. I'm just a child. How should I know?
Great! Great answer! Brutal honesty. A child when it suits you, you mean?
From what I can tell, I think you were to pull this lever here.
Stop! Don't touch that!
That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over here just now, right?
We're gonna crash!
Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here.
So sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it.
It puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. It's just like old times, this is. You definitely see Ryunosuke picking up more Britishisms, now.
Even if he still calls it an English tea receptacle.
Yeah, yeah. We're representing Professor Harebrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ha! Listen, Sunshine, even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted special dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act to blame. It's driving me potty! What, you got a piss? Oh, yes, that special dispensation. The professor mentioned that, too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks is playing at sometimes.
But we're allowed to just look, aren't we?
Eh?
Surely that's alright. Isn't it, Grexy?
Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will ya?
Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Bruno?
Never.
No.
She really knows how to get what she wants. Okay, let's look at some stuff. Like, wow, is that the Eye of London?
I don't think so. The London Eye was A, built way later, and
Yeah.
B, it's like near Big Ben.
Yeah, that's just a Ferris wheel. Every Ferris wheel is the London Eye.
Every clock is Big Ben.
Yeah. Considering how badly damaged everything is, Professor Hairbrain was lucky to escape unscathed, I'd say. We should have a good look around the machine while we can, I think. Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, you hear? I won't touch a thing, I promise. So please, spare a thought for your digestion. Anyway, do you really think this machine could actually disassemble people like the professor claims? Yes, looking totally incredulous. Give it a rest, Sunshine. If we were allowed to examine all this bleeding scrap metal, maybe we could answer that question. But we can't, can we?
Those are the annoying rules, you mean?
Exactly! The annoying, obstructive, flaming rules! Oh, look at the base of the machine there.
Yes, there's a tool of some kind poking through the wire mesh.
It's a screwdriver, I think.
Oh, isn't it a lovely one? The handle's in the shape of the capital letter A.
Yeah? It is? Oh, yes, you're right. What's the matter with you? Don't touch anything, I said! Touch anything and I'll make sure I kill you before I get strung up myself, I said! Yes, yes, I understand. Sorry. I only touched it a teeny weeny bit.
Gregsy, I'm very curious about this screwdriver. Really very, very curious.
Of course, your ladyship. You're so clever, your ladyship. Fancy spotting something like this. But I'm afraid I can't let you have it.
Bruno found it first.
I assure you, I'll investigate it thoroughly. Okay.
Bye.
He left. He's gone off with it.
A saluting emoji that's like half gone.
Yeah.
That was very mean, I'm afraid. Inspector Gregson is going to make a very clumsy and embarrassing mistake in the next month's installment now.
This man's life is in her hands.
Oh my god. Gregson's gonna die in the next story.
It's gonna be outed as a racist. Oh wait, no, that's not a big deal yet.
No, not yet. You can still have a job as a prosecutor if you're a racist. Poor Gregsy.
Gonna get pantsed in the next volume.
Yeah, see, that's what would really ruin you.
Show his entire dick and balls. Wow. That's a death laser, alright. That amazing horn-shaped device is pointing towards the Crystal Tower. I suppose once people are disassembled by the machine, they're shot out of that thing to wherever they're going.
I don't think it was supposed to shoot anything, Runo. It was set up to beam people to the Crystal Tower, where they'd be reconstructed in their original form.
Well,
killing the original form.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't like the look of it. If it was as amazing as it looks, the accident wouldn't have happened in the first place, of course.
I suppose that's true, yes.
But nothing ever goes according to plan, does it? Let's look at the hot air balloons.
Ballon.
So those are people carrying balloons dangling silently in the skies over London. I always thought the day would come when humans would discover how to fly. But I never imagined it would involve them being suspended from colorful, floating Tamari handballs.
I'm sure it must feel amazing, being up there among the clouds. Let's take a ride together, Bruno, please.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I would like to try it. But without a cast iron guarantee that the thing won't plummet to the ground, I'm too scared.
Oh well, in that case, I should tell you what Hurley said. It's physically impossible for a flying balloon to plummet to the ground, as long as it doesn't explode.
Great, thanks. Yes, call me crazy, but I think that exploding part might play out of my mind a little. Okay. Let's look at the Ferris wheel. Well, what is that gigantic thing over there? It looks like an enormous water wheel.
Oh, that's a Ferris wheel. There'll be people riding inside of those little cabins you can see.
Why?
Well, they rotate nice and slowly, so it's a wonderful way to see the surrounding scenery.
Wait, it's turning? But it looks completely still. No, it doesn't. Wait.
God, that must take forever. Yes, that's because it's turning so slowly. One complete revolution takes about half an hour.
Wow! Fuck! That's a long ride.
Wants to hotbox one of them with me.
If you were mad enough to go into one, it would be more fun to whiz around fast, don't you think? Yeah, it would!
I feel as though you might have just invented a new sort of ride there, Runa.
You sure did, the best one.
A way better one.
Oh,
what if it
wait.
went really fast?
What if it spun really, really fast and it was awesome?
And also, the cabin you were in spun.
Yeah. And the guy in the
just
middle does, like, sick tricks while he's operating the machine. They're also...
I want to go to the car.
Yeah, I want to go to a fair now. Fuck.
Get me on those unsafe rides.
There are all sorts of strange buildings here in the Great Exhibition Grounds, aren't there? I seem to remember something similar being exhibited in Japan one time.
Oh, in your country, Bruno? I do wish I could go and see it. I present a particularly steely samurai with a present of one of Hurley's stories I'd written especially.
Huh? Huh?
She wants to meet a samurai
Wait.
and give him a book.
What is she possibly referring to? Because the Steel Samurai definitely doesn't exist yet.
No, I think this is just a cute reference.
And see if I couldn't get Hurley into a jam against some Parchutsu Master Ninjas.
You might not find as many of those sorts of people around as you think.
Yeah, we don't
Reno's
have
kid
them.
places a gentle hand on her shoulder, and he just thinks to himself, I'm gonna have to explain Orientalism to a child.
Yeah.
Iris, that was racist. Oh,
Oh
I'm
no.
sorry, Bruno. Oh, well, that's dull.
Ooh, but I do know a prosecutor with a Chanmage top knot I could introduce you to. He's a piece of shit.
But Sean Mage, really? Do you think I could have my picture taken with him? Do you?
Assuming he's recovered from the trim Cosmo gave him a year ago, yes. He hasn't.
Bro, he's about to kill himself.
He's yeah. He's on the verge of death, honestly. Hey, Gregsy. Using high voltage electricity to somehow disassemble a man's body. And then beam him across to the Crystal Tower. It's an extraordinary thing to attempt, especially in public. True. It was by far the most unusual of the experiments planned for the exhibition, mind. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised that it was allowed. Carrying out something so dangerous with so many spectators present, I mean. The government's doing everything it can to promote new science and technology at the moment. They're more worried about being ahead of the game than the odd spot of public safety infringements. If they can be the first to develop some new technology, it makes Britain more powerful in the future, you see. Yes, I suppose that's true in a way. So the powers that be are placing a heavy emphasis on scientists' rights at the moment.
Sort of rights.
Can they vote?
Right, see?
They're making it so that any theories the brains have remained their legal property, as it were. Oh, wait, are they talking about the, like, invention of patents? Right through developing into a practical idea and even going into production. Which is the infuriating reason us coppers aren't allowed to touch this crime scene. Because the new Highfalutin Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act forbids it. They couldn't have even made it short. Ah, I see now. The only people with permission to investigate here are from some brand new department at the yard. The Forensic Investigation Team, it's called. We've been relegated to keeping guard. The Forensic Investigation Team. Any old fool can see that this heap of scrap metal was a sham to begin with. Just because it says scientific equipment on the paperwork, we can't do a flaming thing with it.
Poor Gregsy. He's very het up, isn't he? He's so straight.
He's incredibly straight. Remind me again, what's this new legal act that means we're not allowed to touch the scene here? Are you having me at it, Sunshine? It's a special dispensation for scientific equipment acts.
Yes. I think Curly mentioned that recently. With a real twinkle in his eyes, as I remember.
I'm sure he did, your ladyship. I'm sure he did. Pass especially for this grand exhibition it was. All scientists have to do is present their ideas or inventions to some suits in the civil court. And if it gets rubber stamped, it's a guarantee of rights to maintain the invention's confidentiality. What does that really mean? Think about it. Think of all the world-changing new inventions on display every day at this exhibition. I know good half of them are a load of cobblers, if you ask me. Put forward by shammers like yourself. Hey!
Wow.
Wow! Thanks for that. That was unnecessary.
Oh, I love how absurd some of the inventions here are. It's all so fun.
It might be fun to you, but a member of the force has to be present at every single demonstration. Can you imagine it? Hang science, that's what I say. Wow, okay.
Oh, I don't think so. That sounds like my dream job.
You'd soon think otherwise after spending a day guarding all these shammers' bogus contraptions. But if they're all bogus, how can anyone hope to demonstrate them? There'd be no point. Yeah, well, there is a point, sadly. Sorry? Thanks to another of our government's bright ideas. If any theory or invention is deemed to show potential, the government hands out a research grant. The scientists get funding? Exactly. And that's what they're all after. All these shammers coming from far and wide to clog up Hyde Park. And who has to keep them all safe, eh? Who has to smile politely and welcome them? Us coppers, that's who. Oh yeah, God forbid you have to do your job, eh, Gregson?
There's nothing cops hate more than doing their job.
They hate doing their job. It's the worst. So you can see why I say it now, can't you? Hang science. Hang it.
Hang them. Oh, maybe I can see your point.
Maybe.
The way you delivered that was so strange. Maybe I can see your point.
Yeah, like so passive aggressive.
Yell at him. Like, you're just a bitch, Gregson.
I'm gonna make you fall in a manhole next month.
Apparently, Professor Hairbrain lives and works in Germany now, conducting his research. That's right. Came back to Britain especially for the Great Exhibition, as I understand it. Probably after one of the government's research grants. Actually, we learned something else about the professor earlier today. About his time in further education. It turns out he was at university with someone we both know. Lord Van Zeeks. Yeah? What's that? That's news to me. Give me the tea. But if Van Zeeks mans the prosecution, then as the accused, the professor's fate is sealed? Because the Reaper will get him one way or another. Blimey, the man's beyond me. I don't know what goes on in the head of his. Talking to Van Zeeks, this morning's paper ran the story of him being attacked. Read that?
Oh yes, but Mr. Reaper is completely fine. Nothing to worry about. He killed those men.
Yeah, because we were so worried. Did he? No, he said they were arrested, I think.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
But that could just be a euphemism for murder. Yes, right. Glad to hear it. Still, the Reaper, huh? How long's that business gonna keep up, I wonder?
Reaper?
What do you mean?
Man.
The victim of this case, the investor, Mr. Assman. He was another of the Reaper's victims, or so I heard. Lord Barrick Van Zeeks is a top-class prosecutor. And even he can't always push the right verdict through. Sometimes justice can't win. Yes, I've heard about jurors being bribed and evidence being falsified. It's like some kind of dark age of the law or something. And that's how the notion of the Reaper of the Bailey came about, isn't it? Obviously, Scotland Yard suspected Van Zieks initially. We all assumed he was taking matters into his own hands if he failed to seal the deal in court. Although the man himself denies that charge. Well, we've done a very thorough investigation, and the conclusion we reached is that Lord Van Zieks is in no way related to the deaths of those people outside the courtroom. Yeah. There's no question in my mind. I'd stake my reputation on it, I would. But if that's true, then how do you explain it? All those defendants couldn't have just coincidentally died if nobody killed them. I know that, but I can't explain it. It's a mystery after all, isn't it? That's the whole point of the Reaper. Professor Hairbrain mentioned something else. He said that at university, Lord Van Zieks was a totally different person. Easygoing and kind. You what? He said that it was after they both graduated that something happened to change the man. Do you have any idea what it was? No clue. Really? Look, I've got my hands full watching over this frustrating crime scene. Why don't you go and make a nuisance of yourself elsewhere, eh? Okay. How do I get out of here now?
Check the stairs back down.
Are there stairs? Oh, these. These?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you just have to move back down to the bottom.
Is it what?
Maybe you just have to move back down to the bottom.
Huh. Is there something I'm missing? Well, we're stuck. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, no. So I'll have to do this. Hi, hello. Excuse me.
There.
Pardon me. Hi, Gina. Let's look at this gizmo.
Oh, it looks as though somebody dropped something from behind the tree just here.
Dropped or hid? That looks like a crossbow. What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded?
Maybe. Could have fallen from the platform above in the blast, perhaps. What's going on here?
Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. Wow. Thief? Almost as if it had been hidden there deliberately. Oh, that's a fucking crossbow.
A steampunk crossbow.
Come on, that is a fucking crossbow. It has gears on it. Who do we know that likes gears? Very curious. Hey, I just noticed something wrong with this model.
Yeah, what's that?
Look at the gears.
Uh-huh.
So the middle is solid on this side, right?
Yeah.
Then you can see through it on this side. They didn't invert their normals on this model. Oh no, these are inverted normals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so weird, yeah.
Yeah, there's an inverted normal on the bottom of the gear.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Hey, Capcom, get your fucking shit together.
And you can't examine any part of it?
Oh, I wasn't looking for that.
Doesn't look like it, though.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Not even the obvious crank.
Not even the I can't even examine the crank.
You can't crank it.
Oh, no, I wanted to keep this, yeah.
Oh, look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth.
It's not like any fabric I've ever seen before. It's very thick and stiff. It looks extremely durable.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Canvas, I think, with some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well.
Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion.
Let's make a note of it. While Ginny's mid-yawn.
She's so sleepy. What is this? For some reason, the ground is damaged in the spot. Look. Almost as if there was a fire here or something.
Yes, if you look closely, there's some scattered ash and burnt embers, too.
Well, I suppose there was a big explosion just above here. People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this. What? People probably wouldn't bat an eyelid at a small fire like this would have been. Oh, okay. That sentence was hard to follow.
It makes sense. It's just antiquated.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we English are quite that laid back, Runo. That was racist.
You got me back. Ryunosuke, how'd you do that?
It's called the vertigo effect.
That's where the cove ended up after his instant kinesis, or whatever they call it. Dead, of course.
And yet they're calling the experiment a success?
What's with the wood? What's the wooden scaffold there for? The coppers, our lads, set him up after the incident happened. To get the body down, I think. Dunno, really.
Oh, he was like in the window.
In the wall.
The sweat was.
Sweatshirts.
No. Didn't.
Say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. He's a dead man. Didn't you help to erect the scaffold then?
Nah, lookout duty's more my thing. Wandering around the exhibition and keeping a lookout for the fun stuff.
Mind Gregson doesn't hear you saying that, or he'll give you the boots.
Yeah, I stole his boots.
It's incredible, though, isn't it? I mean, could the victim really have bridged that gap by some sort of invisible kinesis? No. Obviously not.
What if? Rudo, listen.
What? What is it?
Have you heard of Skibbity Toilet?
No, she's British. It'd be Skibbity Loo.
Skibbity Loo! I don't think they localized the name of that YouTube show.
They should.
They should. That's a better name.
I'm
gonna call it that forever now.
really might know something, mightn't he?
About what?
About Mr. Reaper.
About what happened to Lord Van Zeeks, you mean? Because it sounds like something very significant occurred after he graduated from university. Something that completely changed his life. Maybe, but I have no idea where to find Mr. Sholmes at the moment. He's in the middle of some big case, isn't he?
Here, this is what you need.
Did you pick his pocket? What's this? Some kind of entrance ticket? Madame Tuspels? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You don't know it? It's the most popular attraction in London at the moment. It's very close to Baker Street, actually. We could go now if you like.
No, we don't have time for visiting attractions today, Iris. We have a big trial tomorrow.
That's where Hurley is.
What? At this popular London attraction?
Yes.
How is it that you know where he is?
Hurley told me. But he told me to keep it a secret from you, Runo.
Madame Tuspels? I don't see how it could be related to the case we're investigating here, but then stranger things have happened, and when they happen, Mr. Sholmes is usually at the heart of them. Alright, are we gonna see Sholmes in drag?
So how do you don't have to go anytime soon, do you? Because like this next part is a bit chunky, but it is the last part of this leg of the case.
I can go to bed at midnight. Or,
All right.
well, it's 10:15, so yeah, I'll be fine. I took a nap earlier. I'll be okay.
Okay.
Oh. Ah! Sick.
Whoa.
Anime. What is this place? Look at all these terrifying scenes. But why are all the people so still? Guillotines, ruthless murderers? I know what I'll be dreaming about tonight.
They're all wax models. They're amazingly realistic, aren't they? What do you think, Bruno? Shocked? I hear they have the Rock here.
Wax models? Ah!
Yeah.
I
Clearly, Madame Tussauds is based off of Madame Tussauds.
Oh. Wait. Then why is Herlock here? I read about the dead bodies in wax once in a magazine about strange phenomena. Depending on how corpses are kept after death, parts of them can turn to wax, apparently. It's called, adipocere.
Stop talking about creepy things like that, Bruno. You're scaring me. Anyway, adipocere doesn't form readily, you know.
Ah!
What now?
I just remembered something else I read in another magazine about strange phenomena. There was another old lady, maybe a witch, who used to pour molten wax over corpses and put them on display.
None of the exhibits in here are real.
Ryunosuke would be such a conspiracy theorist if, like, he lived in the Ace Attorney era. If this is the kind of magazine he reads, like, he'd work for the FBI.
He's like, ghosts are real.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they are. In Ace Attorney, ghosts are real.
Okay. 9/11 was planned. Should
What's
give it up for
9/11?
that.
Oh, you'll find out.
You'll see.
All entirely man-made replicas.
They can't be. Do you really expect me to believe that? Just look at them.
Oh,
There's no way anybody could make models of people that are this realistic. And they're all such gruesome scenes. Especially that one on the right. Wait. Oh, he's like flexing too.
he does nothing while a woman is about to be murdered. What is it?
Oh, no. I must be seeing things. Yep, nothing. Hello?
Oh, normal.
That's normal. Is this an arm?
Looks like an arm, doesn't it? Maybe one of the waxwork models has fallen over.
You don't think it could be the work of one of the mass murderers in here, do you?
No, stop scaring me.
Is it a wax arm or a real one?
Come on, you're always pointing to that finger of yours in court. Point that arm now and see how it feels. Hope that-
Objection! Oh,
That was
it's
a
not.
really good imitation of his, actually.
We're not actually gonna look at. Oh, really?
It's a curtain.
That big heavy curtain is in a very prominent position, isn't it? I have a nasty feeling there's going to be something truly terrifying behind it.
Oh yes, that's the famous Tuspel special exhibit. It depicts one of England's most notorious killers. Do you want to pay the extra fee and have a look?
Jack the Ripper? This feels... When did Jack the Ripper... Very... No, that's this era, right?
It's a little bit before this, but yeah.
Yeah. Pay more money to be even more terrified? Ooh, let me think about that for a moment.
It was only a suggestion.
You didn't have to be mean.
You have to get pissed. Jesus.
Okay, fine. I'll go. Hold on. These models are so well made, I can't tell what's a waxwork and what's a real human.
Or maybe all the exhibits are real people.
So why are you saying this to me?
And when it's closing time and all the visitors have gone home, they suddenly start moving about.
Oh, like Night of the Museum.
Have you seen that at the museum, Runo?
I have not.
Owen Wilson is such a dreamy cowboy.
It's still hilarious.
Oh my, let's not do this.
Sorry.
Ugh, just thinking about it makes me wish it was closing time already and I was on my way home. I don't... Alright, fine.